Alongside Pikachu, I feel like Charizard is literally one of the most iconic Pokemon of all time. So that's why today we are going to be doing a Pokemon Firered playthrough using only Charmander, Charmeleon, and of course, Charizard. So we start the game off like every other Pokemon game and we pick our first and only Pokemon we're allowed to use in battle in this run. I name it Subscribe, which is something that you should all do, and we get on our way to the first gym. Already facing our first problem though. In case you didn't know, this gym is a rock type gym, and fire types aren't too great against rock. But luckily for us, Charmander actually learns Metal Claw before he evolves, which is a bit better for us against these rock types. I gave it a couple of attempts and still really couldn't get through the gym leader with just Charmander and just using Metal Claw, so I decided to evolve Charmander before the first gym. And once he does evolve into a Charmeleon, I sprint back to the gym straight away, and after spamming Metal Claw through the whole fight, we do eventually win, getting our first ever gym badge. But now we have another challenge, Misty's gym, which is full of water types, for our fire starter. For God's sake. But before we do that, we do have a rival fight. So obviously he leaves with Pidgeotto, which goes down to 2 embers. He then decides to send in Squirtle, which we managed to kill with 4 embers, which is, quite nice. And then Abra dies to 2 embers, and Rattata goes down to just 1 ember. So far, Gary isn't so much of an issue, which is good. I then go and fight every single trainer on Nugget Bridge and the route next to it to try and get as much experience as possible before Misty's gym. And she's genuinely going to be pretty scary. When I was a kid, I struggled fighting against that Starmie even with a bigger team at that point. But eventually, it was time to go into the gym and face this fear. We dealt with the trainers really easily, which gave me a bit of hope, but then I started the gym battle, and any shred of hope I had before, it doesn't exist anymore. No matter what I did, I literally could not beat Starmie. Staryu went down pretty easily, but Starmie was something else. Water Pulse ended up being a 2-hit KO pretty much no matter what, even though I was such a high level, and I tried a few times and got nothing out of it. So it was time to train up a little bit more. I was genuinely tempted to try and get up to a Charizard at this point, but once I got to level 30, I thought I'd give it another go. So even at level 30, I tried a few times and really didn't get much further. But I went to the house that is kind of near the gym, but it has a massive hole in the back of it. And I got the TM for Dig. So this might be our key to winning this. Using Dig against the Starmie, I was able to avoid a lot of the water pulses Starmie was throwing out. And I could also deal more damage than Scratch was, Ember was, and Metal Claw was, which is very nice. Which meant that finally I could take out that Starmie, which means all I needed was a level 30 Charmeleon and the Dig TM. And even then, I think I got quite lucky. So let's jump ahead a bit over to the SS and where we have our next rival fight. So Pidgeotto obviously is the lead and we take it down with 1 flamethrower. Wartortle comes out next and we take it out using 3 digs. Raticate goes down to another flamethrower, sorry buddy, and Kadabra as well gets taken out with a flamethrower. After that battle, we get our final evolution of this video, and Charmeleon evolves into Charizard. I love this Pokemon so much. And once we were done with the SSN, we could go and take on the 3rd gym leader. Now, consider this. I was ridiculously overleveled, and I was going into the electric type gym leader with a Pokemon that knew Dig. It is fair to say that we literally wiped the floor with Sarge. There was nothing he could do to actually, touch me at all. I almost felt bad. Almost. Now, it's also been a long time since I played Firered, so I spent a lot of time just kind of wandering around, beating all the trainers, just trying to figure out where I was meant to go and what I was supposed to be doing. Now, don't judge me. I had to Google it a few times because I genuinely just got stuck. So, it took us a while to get to the 4th gym, which just so happens to be a grass gym. And I'm sorry for what you're about to witness. It's a waste of time for me to even say anything about this battle onto the 5th gym. At some point, we decided to take on Giovanni, but, he sucks, so much. He's really, really bad. Damn. And then in Silphsco, we wiped the floor with our rival, and then not long after that, we wiped the floor with Giovanni again. Considering how much we struggled going into the start of this game, it really opened up for us and became a lot easier after the first 2 gyms. Now, obviously, we are very over-leveled, but I like to think Charizard is just a pretty good Pokemon anyway. But only after all of that could we finally go and take on our 5th gym battle. We did the Saffron City gym first because I was just kind of there, but I don't think it really would have mattered which way round we did it because we were so over-leveled that neither Sabrina's team or Koga's team by the time we got there really stood a chance against us, which let us get our 5th and 6th gym badges. This is going a lot better. Eventually, after running through the Safari Zone to get Surf and running through the mansion on Cinnabar Island, we finally make it to Blaine's gym, who uses only fire types, which sounds fun. On my way in though, my Charizard hits level 69. Nice, and after that we beat the rest of the trainers in the gym and we start the battle with Blaine. We spent the entire gym battle digging holes and basically one-hit killing his entire team. Arcanine was the only Pokemon that actually survived the dig, which is kind of embarrassing for my Charizard. I'm sure he would have liked another one-hit KO sweep, but it didn't happen for him this time. Unlucky. And then it was on to the 8th gym, which just so happens to be Giovanni again. A few flamethrowers seems to be all that he can handle, but I guess this is what happens when the final gym leader's Pokemon are all level 44 and 50 and stuff like that, and I've only been using one Pokemon for the entire game. I would try and implement level caps, but I genuinely don't know if that would be possible. It might be possible, but I'm genuinely not sure. I don't think I would have got past Brock or Misty in this run if there were level caps, so it might be an interesting thing to try out with a different starter. We have another rival fight with Gary before we can get to the Pokemon League, and this one actually looks like it could give us some trouble. We take out Pidgeot super easily, but Blastoise manages to set up the rain and hit us pretty hard before we take it out with a few flies and slashes. This is the last time Blastoise will be so easy. Anyway, after Blastoise goes down, Rhydon comes out, who goes down to another Flamethrower, and after that, so does Growlithe, Execute, and Alakazam. Now, I do wonder who he traded with to evolve his Kadabra. Now it is time to take on the Pokemon League. We make our way through Victory Road, and I got stuck doing the puzzle for a little bit, which was embarrassing. I haven't played this game in a long time, alright? Good thing I have Google. That's it saved my life multiple times. But eventually, we make it through, and I get myself prepared to take on the hardest challenge of this whole game, the Elite Four. But once we were ready, and I did pretty much everything I could to prepare myself, we stepped into the first Elite Four's room. And I have to be honest, Lorelei gave me quite a bit of trouble. I actually got stuck quite a few times. I could get through the first few Pokemon, but Slowbro was becoming a real issue for me. And even then, after a couple of attempts, I couldn't even get through Lapras first without losing, which is a bit annoying, so I had to spend a bit of time doing the battle over and over to figure out which moves were the best to use against each Pokemon. I ended up taking out Dugong with a Flamethrower and a Slash, luckily taking no damage in the process. Cloyster comes out next and I accidentally click Slash, but Cloyster just goes for Spikes when I have one Pokemon in my party, so, you know, really smart. Not only that, but they get a double protect off until finally they go down to a Flamethrower. Lapras then goes down to another Flamethrower and Slash combo, and I hit Slowbro with a Slash to start with and then finish the job off with Fly. This leaves only Jinx, who goes down to a single Flamethrower. This must have taken me 10 or 15 attempts, like genuinely I got stuck for a while here. Next was Bruno, the fighting type Elite Four member, but he leads with Onix, which isn't a fighting type. Either way, we take it out with a single Flamethrower, and surprisingly, the rest of his team also go down with a single Flamethrower each. Much easier than Lorelei. On to the third. Agatha leads Gengar, and I realized I don't have enough Flamethrowers to take out the whole team, so I decided to use Fly, which luckily takes out Gengar. Then Golbat comes out next and takes a Fly, gets healed up and dies to a Flamethrower. Arbok goes down to just one Flamethrower as well, and so does Agatha's second Gengar. This leaves only Haunter, who we take out with a Fly. Turns out the first Elite Four member has actually been the most difficult one so far, but that might not be true for long because now we have Lance to go up against. He leaves with Gyarados, who goes down to a few slashes after a full restore, and next comes Aerodactyl, which we managed to take out with two Flamethrowers after burning it. And just before this battle, I taught Charizard Dragon Claw, so the two Dragonairs that come out next and the Dragonite both fall to a single Dragon Claw each. Can I just ask though why Lance feels the need to have 3 potential Dragonites on his team? Like, if he leveled up his Dragonairs a few more times, he would have 3 Dragonites. You don't need that many. Even with his ridiculous team, we still managed to defeat him, which leaves us with just the champion left to defeat. And the champion, for those of you who don't know, is Gary, our rival that we've been fighting through the entire game. As always, he leads with Pidgeot, and as always, we take it down with a single flamethrower. Blastoise comes out next. This time though, I go for a slash, which hits him quite hard. Then I go for a fly, and because I'm in the air, I dodged the Hydro Pump that was going to come after it. Luckily though, his next Hydro Pump missed after I'd hit him with the fly, which means that I could fly again and take it out on full HP still. After that, we flamethrower, slash, and flew our way through the rest of his team, making us the brand new champion of the Kanto region. So there we go, I beat Firered using only a Charmander, Charmeleon, and a Charizard. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave it a like, and also subscribe to the channel if you're new. I've done this a couple of times already, hopefully going to do a few more, so subscribe if you want to see it.